From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
This Eberville man beaten and left in the middle of a Hazleton street has died. Are police now investigating a murder? Well, they are searching for clues tonight and hope you can help in learning just how this 29-year-old received the fatal injuries. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, in the middle of the night, Saturday, August 4th, police discovered 29-year-old Aaron Resnick of Eberville clinging to life in the middle of a Hazleton street. Resnick was missing clothes and was bleeding from his head and face when he was found on Carson Street between 9th and 10th Streets. He was unconscious and never had the opportunity to tell police what happened to him. Resnick died Tuesday at Lehigh Valley Hospital. Police found his vehicle the day after they found Resnick, but they will not say where. City detectives are right now calling this a death investigation and are hoping the public can help in providing some information as to how Resnick received the injuries and who may be responsible. Hazleton investigators are working with the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office and State Police. After an autopsy this morning, the cause and manner of Resnick's death remains undetermined. Police say Resnick liked to visit local eateries and worked out of the area. Any information you may have regarding the death of Aaron Resnick should be reported to police as soon as possible by dialing 911 or call the Hazleton Police Department directly. Another night and another report of gunfire in the city of Hazleton. This time, police were called to the 300 block of East First Street. That's where residents reported hearing what sounded like gunfire. If you know anything about the reported shots fired, you're asked to dial 911. Well, the man who robbed a Freeland grocery store Monday night may be the same person who walked into the Heights Easy Stop in Hazleton earlier in the day Monday and swiped cash from the register and then fled on foot. The description of that robber matches the description of a man caught on camera grabbing money from a register at the SureSave in Freeland Monday night around 9. This is surveillance video from SureSave. Investigators are not positive they are looking for the same person, but they are working together to try and identify the robber or robbers. In the Heights crime, the suspect was about 20 to 30 years old, around 5'9", with a medium build. We told you Tuesday on News 13 that the Freeland robber actually bought some items at the SureSave, and when the worker opened up the register, he reached in and grabbed over $100. The cashier tried stopping the man but was unsuccessful. He did not show a weapon, but he did say he was sorry and that he needed the money. The Freeland criminal also fled on foot. Dial 911 if the man in this picture and in the video from SureSave looks familiar to you. West Hazleton police are now looking for a hit-and-run driver. Officers say they believe it was a white vehicle that slammed into the left rear bumper of a Dodge pickup truck on Webster Avenue near the intersection with South Broad Street. It was just after midnight Wednesday when witnesses heard the collision and found the truck hit. The other vehicle involved in the accident nor its driver were anywhere to be found, but the car again is believed to be white and could have front-end damage on the passenger side. If you know anything about this hit and run in West Hazleton, call police. That number 455-3733. Also in West Hazleton, a Pepsi delivery truck and a small pickup truck collided this afternoon right outside of Buddy's Bagels and Pizza Hut. It happened right around 1 o'clock on Susquehanna Boulevard. No word on which driver is at fault, but we do know that the collision forced the pickup truck into one of the signs outside of Buddy's Bagels, damaging it. The driver's side of the pickup truck was smashed in, and the driver, we're told, was stuck inside for a brief time, but eventually got himself out. He did go to a trauma center. No word on how serious his injuries were. The driver of the Pepsi truck was not hurt. West Hazleton police are handling this accident investigation. One person is lucky to be alive after slamming his car into the back of a truck on Route 309 in Rush Township, Schuylkill County Tuesday night. The accident happened right in front of McKinley Carpet. We're told the white Ford pickup truck was stopped to make a left turn onto Main Street when the red car traveling in the same lane failed to notice that truck had stopped and crashed right into the back of it. Both drivers did refuse treatment from ambulance workers. Route 309 traffic backed up for some time in that area of Route 309 in Schuylkill County. Just after the crash in Rush Township, firefighters in Hazel Township were called to the airport beltway at Hollyland Drive. That's where they found two cars had collided. We know that the drivers of both vehicles had to be freed by rescue workers, and both were hurt and taken away in ambulances. No word yet on the drivers' names or how badly they were hurt. State police are investigating this accident. Coming up on News 13, the city of Hazleton has a new official poet. We'll meet her coming up. And a little later, Hazleton's immigration law back in court today. What's the latest on the law, and what does the author of the law have to say about the day in court? Coming up.
SSP TV Sports on News 13.
Well, folks, not a lot of good news to share tonight about our local teams of interest, so let's kick it off with that one ray of sunshine. Starting off tonight in the AA League, with the Arrows beating the Senators in a 2-1 victory last night. Kyle Landis sat out that game. Well, Russ Kanzler played against his old team, Durham, last night, as Durham doubled up on the Clippers 6-3. Now, Russ went 0 for 4 last night, and bringing his average down slightly. Pawtucket got the edge over the baby Yankees last night in a slugfest, topping them 9-7. And the Lehigh Valley, well, they got blanked by the Bison, taking a loss 0-6. Well, tonight's schedule is about the same as last night. Columbus continuing to host Durham, the Arrows staying in our state's capital, and Pawtucket up with the Yankees. The Lehigh Valley will be sticking around Buffalo again tonight. Hopefully our teams can get some wins tonight in their games. Well, that brings us to our two local boys, starting off first with Russ Kanzler. As you can see how his season is progressing. He had 17 home runs, 62 RBIs, and his average is hovering around the 260 mark. You can see here that he has 109 hits, and 29 of those were doubles, which is pretty good. On that same note, he has more strikeouts than hits. That's not so good. But if he keeps up his tempo from mid-season, he should be able to close out the year on a good note. Well, Kyle Landis continues to hold his own. Now, you might have noticed that he's only pitched about 57 innings, but that's the life of a relief pitcher, only being brought in when needed. When they do bring him in, he tends to hold his own. As you can see, he only allowed 56 hits, and that's about 1 hit or less per inning that he has pitched. That's not too bad. He has only allowed 6 home runs and has struck out about 49 batters. His ERA is still under 4. Into the big leagues tonight, Tampa Bay is still over in Seattle, playing a day game there. Well, that's about a 3:45 game start for us here on the East Coast. Texas, well, they're still in the Bronx taking on the Yankees. And the Phillies, well, they're still enjoying that sunny Florida temperatures as they take on the Marlins in a day game. The Dodgers, they continue their series against the Pirates. And finally, the New York Mets will do battle against the Reds of Cincinnati.
And tonight we're brought to you by our friends at Stripes and Strikes. Make the right call and get down to Stripes and Strikes. Baseball season is here. Now we're talking baseball pants, jerseys, hats, gloves, bats, batting gloves, bags, catcher's equipment. We've got league discounts available. All the top name brands, Wilson, Rawlings, DeMarini, and Diamond. Check it out at Stripes and Strikes, your headquarters for softball and baseball. Look for the big green awning down across from Gianetti's Best Western on Route 309 in Hazleton.
On your screen right now, your winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played on this Wednesday. Your daily number 215, your big 4 9111. Quinto 75458 and Treasure Hunt 3 5 12 19 23. Again, good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. One announcement for this evening. Freeland Boy Scout Troop 473 will be hosting a rabies clinic at the Northeast Animal Hospital on Saturday, September 8th. The clinic will be held from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Cost is just $10, and all pets must be at least 3 months old and on leashes. For more information, please call 570-636-1877. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. William M. Peters of Crawfordville, Florida. Memorial service will be held Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Emmanuel United Church of Christ in Dorrance Township. James L. Lukács, formerly of Hazleton. Memorial service will be held at a later date. Michael A. Janisov, formerly of Hazleton. Mass of Christian burial will be held Saturday at 9 a.m. in the parish of St. Cyril and Methodius at the Church of St. Joseph. Rosemary Lindman of Hazleton. Funeral services will be private and at the convenience of the family. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Margaret Peg McIntyre of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Paul M. Olshafer of Nuremberg. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Diane L. Pitko of Gilberton. Service will be held Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Gilberton UMC. Friends may call from 4 to 6 p.m. at the church. The Louis D. Truskowski Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Victoria Ugelik Kirchenbacher, formerly of Shenandoah. The Lukavitz Orovitsville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
Okay, now PPL will be testing the emergency siren at the Susquehanna Nuclear Power Plant this Thursday, August 16th at 11 o'clock. That includes the siren near the Cunningham Valley. The siren will sound for approximately 3 minutes. This is an annual test to make sure that the sirens are working and working properly. The public will not have to do anything during the test and should know there is no emergency, that it is only a test. The Susquehanna Power Plant is located just outside of Berwick in Salem Township. Well, the city of Hazleton now has its own personal poet, as Mayor Joe Iannuzzi officially welcomed the artist Tuesday afternoon. The position was created by former Mayor Lou Barletta in 2001 to have the person write poems for special events in the city. On Tuesday, Mayor Iannuzzi appointed Maria Giacchetti as Hazleton's official poet. Maria is the translator of 6 Nobel Award-winning books and the author of over 200 articles. She is very excited to share her talent with the people of Hazleton.
Well, I'm very overwhelmed with the honor. I thought Sal DeFazio would be Poet Laureate for life, and I was supporting him in that capacity. But I think that, I try to bring poetry to the city, to my life, to everything I do in my professional life. And I hope to do a good job.
Hazleton resident and poet Sal DeFazio held the position since 2001. He was thanked by Mayor Iannuzzi last night for all of his hard work and dedication. Heading to Schuylkill County right now, where we're going to check in with Mother Nature. For tonight, we see mostly cloudy skies. The clouds will then gradually clear. I can get it out there. Low down to 59. For tomorrow, we're looking like sunny skies all day Thursday and a high up to 84 degrees. And helping to bring you the forecast for Greater Hazleton is a creative condition from a Holy Family Academy student. This student says that rain showers mixed with sunshine bring rainbows, and that's the theme of this work of art. And speaking of rain showers, or maybe not speaking of rain showers, we could see the possibility of an isolated thunderstorm in the Greater Hazleton area tonight. 59 will be our low tomorrow. Sunny skies as well with a high up to 78 degrees. Your forecast brought to you by Just Windows and much, much more. 636-1133 First Street, Freeland. JustWindowsandMore.com is where you can visit them on the web. More news headed your way next right here on News 13. Make sure you stay with us. It was 2006 when former Hazleton City Mayor Lou Barletta first introduced the Illegal Immigration Relief Act. It was created to crack down on illegal immigrants living and working in Hazleton, but it quickly drew controversy and has never been enforced. It's been caught up in the legal system, and again today, the IIRA was argued in court.
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, the city of Hazleton's proposed illegal immigration relief law is once again back in the hands of 3 judges from the 3rd Circuit Court of Appeals, the same place the controversial ordinance was deemed unconstitutional. Now, the city appealed that decision to the U.S. Supreme Court, which ordered the appeals court to reevaluate the Illegal Immigration Relief Act. The IIRA for short basically focuses on business owners and landlords. Employers who knowingly hire illegal immigrants would be punished, and landlords who knowingly rent to them punished as well. Hazleton Mayor Joe Iannuzzi traveled to the federal courthouse in Philadelphia for the long-awaited do-over, per se. Along with the mayor was the man who created the IIRA and who continues today to stand by it and support it, U.S. Congressman Lou Barletta. The city's attorney, Chris Koba, and attorneys representing the American Civil Liberties Union, which sued the city after the IIRA was unveiled, presented oral arguments. Now both parties will wait patiently for the 3-judge panel to issue a ruling.
I think Attorney Chris Koba did an exceptional job defending the city of Hazleton, and I also believe from the testimony today and listening to the judge's response that the Supreme Court Arizona decision and the Farmers Branch Texas decision will play heavily in the outcome of our case here today, with Arizona's law being almost identical to the Hazleton business portion and the Farmers Branch case as far as the tenant rental portion of our ordinance. So I thought things went well, and it's ironic that this case is being heard today on the very first day of President Obama's amnesty for 1.7 million illegal aliens, which will begin today. I've said, from the very beginning that, I won't back down. I'm going to stand. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in the ordinance that I created. This is a problem in the nation, and we were the first to stand up to say that it's wrong. We want to welcome legal immigrants into America, but cities such as Hazleton cannot withstand the burden that illegal immigration has caused. So I'm going to see this through from beginning to end. Hazleton's my home. I love our hometown, and I'm going to stand there and defend it.
Well, this is important for really all the small towns in the United States, actually, that they can implement this and sort of rid themselves of the illegals. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people here that have been coming here, even though we passed the law in 2006. Our population went up since then, so there are good people that are here, and we want them to stay here. This has nothing to do with them. It's all about illegals.
Last time the 3rd Circuit Court of Appeals heard the case, it took almost 2 years to render a decision. Everyone involved is hoping for a speedy verdict this time around. The IIRA was first introduced by Barletta back in 2006 and was never enforced, as the law has made its way through the court system ever since. News 13 is awaiting a phone call back tonight from the ACLU. Well, dozens of families from the Hazleton area will eat well tonight and enjoy some fresh corn picked from a local stock. These families got the extra help they needed from some community members who may not be expected to step up and make such a positive difference. A group of men headed to a corn stalk Wednesday morning to pick dozens of ears of corn that will go to 2 local organizations. Now, these hardworking guys actually made their way from Hazleton's downtown halfway house, Minsec. For several hours, they filled up buckets of corn and loaded it onto a truck. When enough corn was collected for the day, it was delivered to the Hazleton Senior Citizen Center and the Salvation Army's food kitchen in the city. These men volunteered to help out the community, and those who took home some fresh corn were very thankful, making this a win-win situation.
Well, because I feel that, as community members here in Hazleton, it's our responsibility to help others that are less fortunate.
Many of the MinSec fellows really want to put their life forward in a positive way. Some of them don't, but for many, there are many that I know of, are putting their life forward. They are helping to give back to the community, and they understand what this is all about.
You will be amazed how fast this will go. We will give it to everybody here We have around 130 people every day, Monday through Friday. So today and tomorrow, probably all the corn will be gone.
Now the men will head out a few more times to continue picking corn for those in need. In the end, the amount of corn picked should reach about 8,000 ears. This week, the corn stayed local, feeding residents of Greater Hazleton. Next week's work will travel to Wilkes-Barre. And it should be noted that the owner of the cornfield wishes to remain anonymous, but has been donating corn to local charities to feed the needy for years and appreciated the extra help in collecting it this year. Next time you head to the polls, make sure you have the correct identification because, like it or not, the state's new voter ID law is a go. Today, a Pennsylvania judge upheld the state's new controversial law, despite the fact some are against it. The judge ruled in favor of the state's Republican lawmakers who say the law will prevent voter fraud and protect the one person, one vote principle. The law was signed back in March by Governor Tom Corbett, who wants to make sure all legal Pennsylvania voters know about the law and know how to get their hands on a free ID if they need one. The law, which requires voters to show a valid photo ID at the polls, will likely be appealed to Pennsylvania's Supreme Court. In the middle of the night, Saturday, August 4th, police discovered 29-year-old Aaron Resnick of Ebervale clinging to life in the middle of a Hazleton street. Resnick was missing clothes and was bleeding from his head and face when he was found on Carson Street between 9th and 10th Streets. He was unconscious and never had the opportunity to tell police what happened to him. Resnick died Tuesday at Lehigh Valley Hospital. Police found his vehicle the day after they found Resnick, but they will not say where. City detectives are right now calling this a death investigation and are hoping the public can help in providing some information as to how Resnick received the injuries and who may be responsible. Hazleton investigators are working with the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office and State Police. After an autopsy performed this morning, the cause and manner of Resnick's death remains undetermined tonight. Police say Resnick liked to visit local eateries and worked out of the area. Any information you may have regarding the death of Aaron Resnick should be reported to police as soon as possible by dialing 911 or call the Hazleton Police Department directly. Moving on tonight to McAdoo, where once again the subject of controversy centered around a borough resident who was recently attacked by two loose lab dogs. Concerned resident Michelle Barnhart was at the council meeting once again asking the borough to look into stricter laws when it comes to people not having their dogs licensed and vaccinated, and more laws to hold owners who do not keep their dogs penned or leashed responsible. Barnhart and her puppy Vienna were recently attacked walking down a borough street. According to police, they filed all the charges they could at the time against the owner, but Barnhart feels more could have been done. Police Chief Jeff Wainwright defended his officer's decision on what citations to follow in the case. Barnhart says she will continue to protest for more to be done so the attack she suffered doesn't happen to anyone else. Also coming out of McAdoo, curfew will be moved to 9:15 on August 27th, just in time for the start of school. And also, the Schuylkill County Commissioners will hold their August meeting, at the Borough Building on August 22nd at 10 a.m. Moving to West Hazleton, where council met Tuesday night, and one of the topics that came up was updating the lights in the borough's fire station. Fire Chief Dennis Gantz brought to council the subject that borough could save around $2,500 if they upgrade the lights. Right now, the fire station light bill for a year comes in at about $4,000. Once the updates are made, with energy-saving products, the bill should drop to around $1,400 a year. The firefighters will do all the work themselves, saving the borough even more money. All right, coming up, Dina Pickett from Helping Hands will join me live to talk about a bike run heading to the area this weekend. Very excited about that. Wait to hear about it. Plus, an inside look at Hazleton General Hospital's newest technology, why upgrades to the lab department will help the entire area. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm excited to have a fellow Helping Hands Society board member joining me, Dina Pickett, who has been with that special school for many, many years and knows the struggles of raising money and keeping the doors open for the children. And that's why she is organizing a bike run that's happening this weekend. It coincides with the Anthracite Apostles Motorcycle Club, which is made up of a lot of local motorcycle enthusiasts. So Dina, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk about this bike run. It sounds like a lot of fun, and it's Saturday, August 18th, this Saturday, starting at Perkins.
At Perkins, 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll start registration, and we're going to be having some coffee and refreshments provided by Perkins that morning. Registration is $15 for the rider and $5 for passenger, and we plan on leaving at 11 o'clock sharp for a nice 65-mile ride through 3 counties.
Wow.
And we're praying for good weather.
It looks like it's going to be good weather, so you'll get lucky.
I hope so. It looks good so far.
Yeah. And then, so 65 miles through 3 counties. Let's talk about where it all ends up, because I know it's a big party then.
It is. We're going to do one stop along the way in the Bloomsburg area at the Light Street Hotel. They've been very good to offer us their restaurant. And we're going to move on from there for the second half of the ride, ending at Quaker Steak and Lube, who's also been wonderful to us with the accommodations and the entertainment and things being provided by them.
And let's talk a little bit about what people can expect, because they don't necessarily have to go on the run with you guys. They can show up at Quaker Steak and Lube and just celebrate
and just
after.
join in the party, yes. We will be, like I said, doing the ride, of course. And if you don't ride and you'd like to join us for the party, please feel free to come. It's free admission. We'll have tricky trays and raffle baskets. Also, we'll be raffling a basket of cheer. The Anthracite Apostles will be doing the drawing for their gun raffle that they're doing this year. And of course, there'll be beverages and food and live entertainment by Double Shot Duo from Hazleton.
All right, very good. Dina, obviously people know my involvement with Helping Hands, but a lot of work goes into something like this. So why do it? Why do this for Helping Hands?
Well, Helping Hands is near and dear to my heart. I've been on their board for almost 7 years now.
Right.
And it's just such a wonderful organization that everyone there, the staff, the board, pours their heart and soul into offering these therapy options for children with the learning disabilities or developmental delays. So it's the best cause. It's locally run, serving local children, and really makes a difference in the lives of these kids. So we hope to introduce everyone to our ambassador that morning at registration. So anybody that would like to come out and see her and see the work that we do firsthand, we'd love to see you there.
All right, very good. And we have to make note that all of the money raised for Helping Hands stays right at Helping Hands. It goes nowhere else but to those children.
And we watch every penny. We appreciate all the support we get from the community.
Very much so. And if somebody would like more information, Dina, on this, where can they get it other than calling? They can call here at News 13.
You can also visit the Helping Hands website at helpinghandsociety.com.
Okay.
Also, the Anthracite Apostles Motorcycle Club, their website is anthraciteapostles.com.
Okay.
And we have an event set up on Facebook that we're keeping up-to-date information on as well. And that's public and easy to find.
All right, very good. So it is this Saturday. Make sure you get that bike all cleaned up and ready to go. August 18th. It starts at 9 a.m. at Perkins for registration, and it's kickstands up at 11, and then a lot of fun after the 65-mile ride at Quaker Steak and Lube afterwards. So Dina, thanks so much. Good luck with the event, and we'll keep our fingers crossed the Mother Nature cooperates as well.
I hope so.
All right, sounds good.
Thank
you. And as I just said, keeping our fingers crossed for fantastic weather this weekend for all the riders who will hit the road. And speaking of the forecast, we're going to start in Schuylkill County first, where we're going to see mostly cloudy skies for tonight. It'll gradually clear out for our Thursday. Tonight's low, 59. And here we go with Thursday, sunny skies, 84, 57 will be our low. Friday, look for a slight chance of a thunderstorm, mostly sunny skies, 82, 75 for your Saturday, again with a chance of showers and possibly some thunder and lightning. Sunday, partly sunny skies, very comfortable out there at 74 degrees. And helping to bring you the forecast for Greater Hazleton is a creative condition from a Holy Family Academy student saying that rain showers mixed with sunshine bring rainbows, and that's the theme of this work of art. And speaking of some rain showers, we could see some isolated thunderstorms bringing along some rain tonight with partly cloudy skies and a low down to 59 degrees. And your 4-day outlook goes like this. Thursday, sunny, 78, 78 for your Friday with a slight chance of some thunderstorms. Saturday, possibility of some showers moving through the area, but the sun will peek through at 72, and Sunday, comfortable, a little chilly, 71 with partly sunny skies. Your forecast tonight brought to you by Valley High Drive-In, Route 93 in West Hazleton. They have yummy ice cream and great food, so make sure you stop by before it's too late because they are open for the season. Well, only 8 hospitals in the entire world are using a new kind of cutting-edge technology, and Hazleton General is one of them. We'll stop by the lab department to check out its new system. But first, Gary Pern is in with sports tonight. The latest from the baseball world headed your way. How did Russ and Kyle do last night? We'll answer that question next. Technology that is used in 8 hospitals worldwide and just 4 across the country is now being used right here in Hazleton. News 13 took an inside look at this cutting-edge technology that's now used in the Hazleton General Hospital's laboratory department. The lab's upgrades were made to enhance patient safety and care. We talked with those who work firsthand with this system called Siemens Dimension Vista 500 Intelligent Lab and Stream Lab Automation and Singo Technology. They tell us about what it is and how it works.
Yes, the Siemens Streamlab technology utilizes a software called Singo. What's unique about it is that this is the type of technology that you see in much larger institutions, research centers, large hospitals, teaching hospitals. What gives Hazleton a great opportunity is that they have this available in their own small community hospital, Hazleton General Hospital, that they do not need to go to a large institution to get the type of technology and the latest and greatest that's available elsewhere. It is right here in the backyard.
It also allows for a quicker turnaround time for testing so that the emergency room gets their results in a much more efficient and appropriate fashion.
We used to have in the chemistry area 2 to 3 people working. Now with this automation line and the 2 analyzers attached, we have 1 person running the whole chemistry department, and the other people are freed up to add on to other areas of the lab where they're working now.
An example of its work is a cardiac test that determines if a patient experienced a heart attack. This test is usually completed within 25 minutes. Now it can be performed in about 10. The drastic reduction in time is just one example of how this new system provides many benefits to the hospital. Hazleton's top cop and a local pediatrician teamed up with the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance Tuesday evening to fill parents in on all they need to know about bullying. They may not be the targets themselves, but parents need to know if their child's a victim to bullying, and there are several signs that they should look for. Tuesday's program was called What Parents Need to Know About Bullying. Hazleton Police Chief Frank D'Andrea and pediatrician Dr. Cajano gave the facts on this growing problem. For those of you who have missed out, bullying comes in different types. Cyberbullying and bullying in schools are just 2 of them. The more parents know, the more protected their children can be. So make sure you know what to look for when evaluating your child. That will do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast tonight, or simply go to News 13's website at ssptv.com, where you're going to find everything Greater Hazleton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe, and if I can ask everyone for a little personal favor, everyone say a little extra prayer and keep a good friend of mine's sister in their thoughts. A lot of people around here know Cindy Fatula Elias. Please pray for her and keep her in your thoughts, and also keep her family in your thoughts tonight. I'd appreciate it, and I know the family would too. We'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.